YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. What's going on, y'all? It's so good saying I'm back and actually being back. So, I had intended on posting this on like Thursday or Friday, where it would have sort of fit into the schematic a little better, but life happened, and here we are. Happy Wednesday to all. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, and I know in the title you see that I'm calling it kind of a throwback, and the reason why is because I am linking you in the description box to a video that I have never publicly released featuring me. And it is a video of me at work. Not the job that consistently pays the bills. No one wants to see that video. But my passion and the work that, given the opportunity, I would do all the time. The greatest desire of my heart, to a large extent. What I refer to on Instagram as being the things. And it's a video that I've held really close to me. And also I wasn't really sure about permissions and stuff like that. But then I realized that Michael took this video of me. It just so happened to be me in a professional capacity, if you will. And so I feel like the only permission I needed was his, because he recorded it. So let me take y'all back. And let me get a cigarette. I knew it was coming. So a year ago, really more so around a year and a half ago, I found out that not only was... Okay, so I should backtrack. The organization where I performed this work is known as MOVA, or the Massachusetts Office of Victim Assistance. So about a year and a half ago, I found out that not only was I nominated to receive the Special Recognition Award from MOVA, which is offered to survivors of violence who then do a great service of anti-violence work within their respective communities, but that I had also been shortlisted to be the keynote speaker at this event. The award was going to be presented by the Massachusetts Attorney General for the state, and the keynote would be about 30 to 40 minutes straight talking. So I received the award, and I was chosen as the keynote speaker, and this was to be the first time that the recipient of the Special Recognition Award was also the keynote speaker for the event in the history of the conference. Every year they have this conference, and it's comprised of about 400 to 500 service providers in some faction of the anti-violence, under the umbrella, if you will. So we were expecting around 400 to 500 people there. So for me, that was really, to be the first person to do anything, it's kind of like, whoa. And obviously, to receive an award because of the work that I did through my role as an intimate partner violence and sexual assault counselor. Meaningful is not the word, It was a big deal. So I'm super stoked. I'm super excited. Michael is flying from the Midwest to Massachusetts for the express purpose of being there with me when I received the award. I bought a suit. That was major. Major. And I loved the suit that I bought. I was so concerned about looking like, it's just, you go to those events where it's like super business casual and it's like this sea of black and gray and neutrals, and everyone's in like freaking sensible shoes and shit and pantyhose, and like, oh God, I wanted to hang myself just thinking about it. So I wanted something that spoke to my personality and just the fact that, like, I am like you, but I am not like you. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure I'm being authentic with this statement, but like, I generally do not go in for respectability politics. I just don't. Like, I know how to comport myself around certain crowds or whatever, like the code switch is real, but I'm just not that person that wants to be like, oh God, there has to be a better word for it than lemming, but like, and I really mean no offense, but I don't fall into that crowd. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be the person, well, maybe I will be the person with a bob one day, but like, not anytime soon. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, so this suit, and believe me, there's a point to all this. This suit was, I had a black crew neck shirt with a blazer and slacks. The blazer and slacks were black, but they were covered in this pink and purple and orange floral pattern. And I mean, it's just one of those things where I felt gorgeous. I did. There's no other way to put it. I felt like the best possible representation of myself, for the occasion. And that meant a lot to me. So, I failed to mention they put me up in a hotel that was exquisite. And so Michael and I were in the hotel the night before. I'm freaking out. It was a big thing for me. But okay, so we have to get up at some ungodly ass hour in the morning, because the conference starts at like 8 a.m. and I'm to go on, I think, at like 8:30 or something like that. So we had to be down there by 7:30. So I wake up at 5 because, she got to get a whole illusion to get, like there was a face to be placed upon my face. And I mean, my makeup was real, like I beat that day. I'm not going to lie. And so we're down there and everything like that. And so prior to getting downstairs, I had gotten my clothes on and I had tucked in my shirt. Bear this in mind, it will be relevant. So I get down there and I get down to the podium, if you will, and we're just doing the usual kind of stuff that nobody sees prior to an event, like the sound check and everything, and like, making sure that the cordless mic is working, and I'm kind of checking out the floor schematic so I sort of know where to pace when the occasion calls for it. Little things that a captive audience would not necessarily see, but are necessary. And so the woman who had shortlisted me to keynote this event is a woman, and I need to preface this by saying she is a woman To say that I have the utmost respect for her would be a gross understatement. I mean, she's a woman of color. She's a curvy woman. She's fantastic. She has been like such a vanguard in this field. And the fact that she had really, taken me under her wing, you couldn't ask for more than that. And so to know her is to love her. And I'm very grateful that she's in my life. But about 5 minutes prior to the participants and the audience starting to pour into the auditorium, she pulls me to the side and she says, Jahira, untuck your shirt. Untuck your shirt. And I instantly knew why she was saying it. I mean, this is big girl code. What people of, who are not plus size would not understand is that for plus size women, especially those of us who possess the apple shape, which is to say I carry most of my weight in the middle of me, like, in the waist. I haven't had a waist since dinosaurs roamed the earth, but the point is that's where I carry my weight. For those of us with that shape, tucking in one's shirt is kind of a revolutionary act, because the idea is creating sort of these illusions of a longer torso and a smaller midsection and streamlining. And I mean, this is a mentality that goes back to, I mean, you could really make the argument the Victorian era with corsetry. But I mean, back in the days when plus size stores were called things like the Forgotten Woman, literally a store, I went there. And this idea that we have to trick the eye and offer these illusions. And I've kind of, no, not kind of, that's a lie. I've reached a place in my life. I am somebody who used to wear shapewear every day, religiously. I mean, if I was running out the door for a Diet Pepsi, which I'm going to drink shortly, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't happen without a pair of Spanx on, or something akin to Spanx. And then over the past maybe 2 years, I really arrived at a place that, like, the inch and a half that I might whittle down as a result of putting on shapewear, in the grand scheme of things, really doesn't matter. Because if somebody, views me through the lens of fatness, that's not going to make a difference. And I can't truly claim to be okay with who I am and where I am if I still feel this compulsion to, freaking Houdini my body into a smaller version of itself. Not to mention the fact that, like, and I mean, if y'all want that story, I'll give it to you. But I've lost 120 pounds without surgery. I am as small now, small relatively speaking, but as small now as I was at maybe 24 years old. And I'm 40. So it's kind of not small potatoes to me. I'm proud of the journey that I've been on, and the journey continues. But I feel good. I feel good about who I am and where I am and what I look like in a way that I've never really experienced before. So when I say that I am tacitly aware that this woman's heart was absolutely in the right place and mentality was in the right place, I do. But this is also somebody who is head, shoulders, knees, and toes above where I am in this field, and you get a directive from somebody with that level of expertise, I untucked my shirt. I untucked my shirt and I delivered, I received my award, which is still one of my most cherished possessions, and I delivered a keynote speech that seemed to really resonate with the audience, which I am grateful for. And the only regret I have from that glorious day is that I untucked my shirt. I untucked my shirt because there's a generation of women who would never think to tuck in theirs. I untucked my shirt because I acquiesced to the politics of respectability and sort of what is deemed acceptable behavior for a larger woman. And I gave in where I should have sort of stuck my heels in the ground. And I do regret that. And ultimately, it's something that will only happen again if I feel the urge to do so. Because I believe that from here on out, I am tucking. Because I deserve, and you deserve, and we all deserve to exist as the most authentic versions of ourselves, and where we feel the most comfortable. If you are a person of a certain size, and your shirt has never seen the inside of your pants, and you never have the intention to do so, that's an agency-driven autonomous choice, and I am with you 10,000%. But as for me, I got tired of hearing, that I was pretty for a big girl, or that I have such a lovely face, as though I'm some disembodied ass head walking around. All of me is beautiful, and all of me is worthy. And I need to walk in that truth with the hope and the expectation that someone else who sees me, who hasn't quite learned to hate themselves the way that society will teach you to do, might feel the motivation to take a piece of who I am and what I do and apply it to their own lives. So, with that said, the video linked at the bottom of the screen is around 20 minutes long. And if you have the desire to view me in action, doing the work that I do, and the work that I love, please feel free to view it. If that feels like too long and you only want to catch a piece of it, do that. If it doesn't interest you at all, please bypass it. But I hope what you take away from this video is a reminder that who you are as you are is always enough. And you don't ever, ever, ever have to shrink yourself, literally or figuratively, to fit into someone else's box that they've placed around you. So, with that said, I will be back as soon as possible. I've gotten so inspired to continue making videos and to get back into the fray. So you'll see me again, promise. Until then, I love you so much. Please take radically good care of yourself. It is so cold out there and so many reasons to feel down. But know that the light that shines within you can burn out any darkness. So, with that said, I'll see y'all soon. Take care. And as always, one love.